I think it's nothing specific, but the moments of joy for me come from just the really unguarded and spontaneous moments when all three of them, you just catch them and all three of them are kind of happily playing or laughing, or they're doing something silly and they're totally engrossed and they don't need you at all. They're just involved in a silly little game and there's no conflict and no nothing, and it's just come out of nowhere. Those are the moments where I just think, yes, this is what it was.
Brings you joy.
This is what it was all for.
Yeah.
I think often moments of siblings really like playing nicely together, chatting nicely together. I've caught recently my older children, the older child, giving advice to my middle child, and I've really loved that. That's brought me a lot of joy, because it makes me think, oh gosh, it's not all on me, like you mentioned earlier. And also just really encouraging that he's got wisdom to share, so that's great. And also there's moments where you see your kids in their element. You know, when they've got when sort of it's their spark, it's what they really love doing. So one of my children really loves performing on stage, and I just well up when I see that, not because I'm proud of what everyone else thinks, but because I know how much they love it.
She's just loving it.
And another child enjoys adventure activities, and when they're doing something they're really proud that they've achieved and for themselves is lovely. Seeing little things that spark their joy is really lovely.
No, I completely agree. I think sort of witnessing them in their sort of authenticity, and watching that kind of growth and it within them, that's just their spark, their thing, and sort of being witness to that, I think is lovely. So.
Maybe we need to learn from that, to really step back, because clearly the moments of joy are the ones where we're not really
involved.
Hopefully you've cultivated it and nurtured it.
The meerkat, I need to do more.
I need to retreat more. Pop back down.
Oh, I know this one.
Okay.
I think
you've got the answer.
Yeah, no, I've got my answer.
Come on.
It's only my truth. Integration of parents, because I think it can be really easy to stick with people that are like us for whatever reason. And I suppose that's the same, at whatever stage in life you're at, isn't it? At school, you stick to kind of little cliques. And I think as parents, hopefully we're more open-minded, but actually it can be really easy to naturally just slip into chatting to people and hanging out with people that are very much on your wavelength about everything. And actually I think we've got so much to offer each other as a wider community, and to be more integrated, I think for a lot of people would be really helpful.
I was going to say something about community, I think, actually. I think certain countries and cultures that have got that idea of kind of raising a child more communally, whether that's extended family or kind of with neighbours, or just having that support, and, silly things like when I'm with my sister, for example, and we're kind of folding the washing together. Like, it's really mundane, but that's so much more pleasurable than the kind of isolating experience sometimes, that kind of monotonous, relentless kind of role that you sometimes have of looking after the home. It's so much more fulfilling when you're kind of sharing it with others.
And isn't it nice when you've got those relationships where someone can just pop in if your house is messy?
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
matter. You don't feel that affects on your pride or how they view you.
And the moments where I've maybe rung you or you've rung me or whatever, and just sort of said, I just need to get out of the house, or can I just come over? And you might have been like, it's a bit of a mess, but just hang out. I've got this to do, but just, just
we come over to each other's house and cook coronation
exactly.
chicken, or paint
when
walls,
we're,
or,
exactly.
when the other one's down, kind of thing.
Mucking in and having that community.
I really like that idea as well. The kind of, getting down, in the trenches, with each other, because that's sometimes.
Oh gosh, parenting sound like a right lark.
Battlefields now.
Just that sort of, just that sort of mucking in. It takes a village to raise a child, and that sort of doing it together, because then it takes the burden off you.
It's letting go of pride, though, isn't it? It's letting go of the pride
and the ego
to kind of be vulnerable.
And I suppose that's not the experience of a lot of parents.
No.
And I think, in Britain particularly, we're not
Yeah.
very good at it, and we need to be more asking for help, I suppose,
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
vulnerable,
Yeah.
being vulnerable.
Being vulnerable.
And so encouraging others to do that
Yeah.
would be my real
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of
Breathing
judgment, you know,
parenting.
I think we're all, as parents, especially when you are vulnerable, because you are vulnerable, especially as a, you know, particularly when you're a new parent, but that's not just exclusively to new parents, you know, to have people around you who can kind of just be with you
Yeah.
through that.